Well, another short update. Been a few days since the last one where I showed you the chicks and that, so not much more to report on that front. They have all left the nest now though, so that's the solo single chick. He's come out. He's 17 days old, that one. And those four are all doing pretty well, apart from the variegated one. I think got plucked on his, just above his beak, bit of blood there. It doesn't look that happy, but he's being fed. And then we've got, these have just left the nest properly. The little one at the back there, obviously that's a chick. They've all been out to date, and then that's the 5 that I'm going to probably split up this week. Very hot week this week, due. Today's been okay, it's a bit muggy, bit of cloud cover. But yeah, so not much to report on the actual bird side of things in a way. All doing okay, and I've had baths and been cleaned out today. And I've just given them their normal soft food mix. For anyone who doesn't know, that's been mixed there, which is a mix of broccoli, spinach, apple, bit of carrot, all whizzed up in a blender mixer, and then with some Have's egg biscuit dry food mixed in. And yeah, that's what I give them most of the time. That's my mix. Just thought I'd do something a bit different and have a look at a few of my favourite books that I think are worth getting. Obviously, reading wise, obviously there's a lot online now, and everything's gone to like Facebook and forums and the such, so you don't get many books coming out really on bird keeping. Obviously, in the UK we have Canary Birds that comes out every week. That's about the only regular read really that we get. That's worth getting. Still worth getting. Amazing that it's still going actually. But yeah, so I get that every week, and mind you, it's very rare to see anything about Raza canaries in there. You get the occasional piece, possibly not even once a year, which is a shame. Probably the best canary book to pick up from a keeping and looking after them side of just an overall sort of basic manual guide to keeping and breeding all sorts of canaries, although this is called the Five Canaries by Terry Kelly. So it's a great book. Obviously it's all the pictures are fifes, and the show section is obviously about Five Canaries, but the actual keeping and management of birds and all about the weaning and molting and breeding, all different, and how to look after your canaries. It's all relevant to all species basically, and well worth picking up. I mean, it's quite a few years old now, but that's probably, when did it come out? 2000, this book, yeah, so 25 years old. But there you go. Well worth picking up a copy. You can get them on eBay or on Amazon or direct. I think you can still get them direct from Terry Kelly in the UK. But well worth, especially if you're new to birds. it's well worth picking up a copy. So that's a Terry Kelly 5 Canary book. But as I say, no matter what species of canary you keep, well worth the read. And then this one is British Birds, Mules and Hybrids by Bernard Williams. And this is a very interesting, great book. So, and this goes through, it's got a chart with which birds to mix, breed to each other, and levels of difficulty and if they've been bred, etc. It goes for all the common types of mules and crosses, and then at the back a bit about keeping and looking after them. That's a very interesting book, even though I don't at the moment keep British or do any muling. Well, yeah, this is another very good book. Very interesting read. That some pictures of lovely birds in here as well. So yeah, so that's British Birds, Mules and Hybrids by Bernard Williams. That's recommended. Another one that I really like. Again, this is a bit more specialist, but this is A Vision of the Perfect Yorkshire by Steve Dominy and Robert Pepper. I do know Steve. I got a load of fifes off him quite a few years ago now. But this is a very interesting book. As I say, I don't keep Yorkshires. I never have done either. But I found that a very interesting read. A very good book. Obviously about how to breed the perfect Yorkshire. But a very good almost history book. So it's got a lot about older breeders in there and how to fancy. But yeah, I very enjoyed that book. I've reread it several times. Interesting. Another favourite of mine is the Roller Canary book. This is an old book, so it's what's called a classic reprint of forgotten books, as they're called. There's the website. Again, this is I enjoyed this book. Very interesting. There's no photos in it, but it's again just about a roller canary. And I'm pretty sure my granddad, who bred rollers, he had the original copy of one of these, and that's where I remember it from when I was young. But that's a very good, very enjoyable book. Talking about when I was young, these are a few books that have survived from when I was a kid. This was a book about finches. When did this come out? 1984. And this was, obviously you can't get this, but I remember looking through this. I used to keep star finches. I had all sorts of finches and waxbills when I was young. But I used to look at all these pictures all the time and dream of being able to keep and breed some of these different types of birds. But that was, I mean, this is well out of print, this book. Well, you might be able to find a copy on eBay, no doubt. And then I had, now I'd imagine this one was probably my first book, Zebra Finches. Again, this is a very old book. 1981 this came out. And I'm pretty sure this probably was my first ever book on birds, possibly. Yeah, I learned a lot about the basics of keeping and breeding birds from this. You know, I used to love looking at all the different colours. Obviously the zebra finch, like a lot of birds, their show standards completely moved on from now. I mean, I don't really like a lot of show birds now, especially the zebra finches, but they don't look like this anymore, put it that way. But yeah, and then the breeding zebra finches was a companion copy, but it was it was pretty much the same book actually, just just written slightly different. But yeah, those were interesting. But and then the other one I had, Australian Finches. This was even older, 1979. But this was a good book. Again, I used to read this. I think back then why I didn't go into more of the Australian Finches is because I kept reading about you needed extra heating and that, and obviously being a kid, I just had the corner of me of the garden shed to keep birds in. But yeah, some beautiful birds in this one. Yeah, well thumbed. But anyway, I did have a lot of other books as well. This is actually, I haven't got the book anymore, but this was the cover of one, Canaries as Pets. It's a very old book, this was. The book's long gone, but that was a little paperback book. Yeah, that was Canary book. Anyway, so but well recommended. If you're into Yorkshires, you've probably got that one anyway. But again, well worth a read. And for British Mules and Hybrids, it's a very interesting book. But then you've probably got that anyway. But for anyone just starting out or interested, I'd recommend that book. I'd say it's the best book on canaries to actually get that's out there at the moment. Yeah, well worth picking up a copy, especially if you're new to keeping birds. And caging over birds is worth getting as well anyway. Yeah, anyway, I just thought I'd add that, something a bit different. Right, and I'll update again in a few days. As I say, I may well take another nest. I've had a few eggs dropped from these hens, but I've thrown them away. I'm not taking the nest off these. I'm not taking the nest. She deserves a rest anyway, and she hasn't produced a fertile egg all year, so. And she's just laid one on the floor. Anyway, thanks for watching as always, and hope your breeding season is going well. If it's that time of year wherever you're living. It's obviously I'm in the UK, so it's breeding season at the moment for all our canaries, and yeah, I'll be separating these up soon. Right, well hopefully it wasn't too much of a waffling video about books, but I thought I'd change it up and add something slightly different, as opposed to just doing the same, looking at birds. Funny little chick there. Oh mate, you're funny. Right, thanks for watching, and I'll check in again in a few days time. Cheers, bye, good luck.